guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing a cute halo eye moment, but here's my face before, and then I'm going to go straight in with my Elmer's glue. This is the disappearing purple glue that we all know and love from probably elementary school to middle school. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and just use my spoolie to just build up a bunch of product on the end, and then I'm going to go ahead and take it and just run it through my brows until I'm ready to start pressing it against my skin. And then once I do that, I'm just pressing everything upwards until I get to the end of my tail of my brow. I'll start slanting it a little bit sideways. But once I get everything brushed up and in the place that I like it, I'll go ahead and take my spoolie and drag my spoolie across the top just to sort of give it that final shape and make it look a little bit more cleaned up, because I don't prefer a feather brow necessarily. I do like how my eyebrows look when they are laid, but I don't like to just leave them like all the way brushed up and then call it a day. I kind of like to just make a little shape out of it. Next, I'm going to go in with my P. Louise base and a beauty blender and just go ahead and prime my lids. And I do want to say that I recommend when you apply your foundation to have sort of a wet base, not super wet and oily or anything like that, but you do want to have like a primer that isn't fully set and dry that you can add the pigment to. And I noticed it makes a pretty big difference in the transfer of color. But I'm basically going to go ahead and start buffing in just like my other eye, two different dark spots that are going to create depth. I don't really know how to explain it, but the darkest shades are what is going to bring the depth to this halo eye. And then I'll go ahead and add more colors to it. But you want to go ahead and just buff out any harsh edges with a clean brush. And then you can go directly on top of that one with a little bit of a lighter brown and bring it slightly above where you left the last eyeshadow. And then I wanted to note that when you're doing a halo eye, it's really important to have multiple different colors that you're working with, not just one, because you want to get that dimension, but you also want it to blend really easily, and that's what's going to make it look really good. And now I'm going to go in with a more similar shade to my skin tone and just go ahead and calm down all the concealer primer underneath my brow, because I didn't carve my brow out today, so I don't want it to be too noticeable. Now I'm going to go ahead with this Morphe brush. It's not numbered, I'm sorry about that, but it is a flat brush that I'm just going to go ahead and dip into some concealer, very light amount, just to sort of bring that highlight to that halo eye and show where you want the brightness to be. So I wanted to show the difference between this eye and this one. This one's only two colors and the other one is fully blended. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, going back in with that lighter shade just to give it that perfect blend. So I'm going in with this glitter from Shop MauilenaMU, but I don't know if they sell glitter anymore, so I don't want to just be like, go get it. But I'm going to just use my green duo glue and precisely put it down the center of my halo eye, and only in places that I want the glitter, absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Because it is going to be pretty hard to remove glitter once it's glued down. And then I'm just going to start tapping my glitter in, making sure that I get the bigger chunks of the glitter on the center of my eye versus the top of my eye, and then bringing the little tiny fine glitter that's in the pot towards the top of my eye. Now I'm going to go in with my Milk Hydro Gripping Primer and my L'Oreal Infallible Foundation in the shade 440. I got a new shade, guys, because my other one did not match me at all, and I don't even know how you guys let me walk around like that, because absolutely nobody told me that my foundation did not match. But it's okay, because we're back in business with the shade 440, and you could kind of tell slightly better than what I was working with before compared to my hands. But it does look a little slightly pale before you add everything, just because you're covering all the coloring on your face and all the pink and the red and whatever else you have. So keep that in mind. But if you ever do want to bring any life or color back into your face, that's why they made bronzer and that's why they made blush. So don't worry about that. When you guys blend out your foundation, do you prefer a beauty blender or do you prefer a brush? Because I've been looking for some brushes lately, and I don't know if I'm picky, but I can't find one that I like. But let me know if you have a good foundation brush. I'm going to go in with my Bare Minerals Stick Foundation in the shade Sienna. And I'm just going to go ahead and contour these areas by my eyes, my cheeks. I did my nose, and I believe I did my chin as well. Um, yeah, and I just blended out with a beauty blender. Now I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. And then I'm going to just do 2 coats of this today. I wanted to see if it made a big difference, but if anything, it did just make it look a lot brighter because this concealer is very, very bright intentionally because I did want this as a brightening concealer. But so once I blend this one out, I'm going to go ahead and do one more little coat of this concealer. But for that round, I'm going to make sure that I have a beauty blender ready with some powder so that I can set it right away instead of letting it sit like this. Um, Quick side note, this powder is airspun powder that you can buy at Walgreens. Also, I want to explain why I bake underneath my contour. You can't really tell when I blend out my powder contour, though. It does go on top of my translucent powder that is already there. So what that does is it just diffuses the color so it's not as pigmented when it touches my skin, and then it gives more of a flawless blend to underneath my contour. Now I'm going to go in with my powder contour, and this is the Roll Up and Glow Up palette from Pink Leaf Cosmetics, and I'm just going to use this whole entire top row right here with this contour shade, this blush, and highlight. Yes, make sure you guys use my code too. If you ever shop Pink Leaf Cosmetic products, my code is MauilenaXO, and I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and use some translucent powder and that palette that I just showed you and just contour my nose. Doing it slightly different because the translucent powder isn't as pigmented as my white powders that I usually use, but it still got the job done and it looked really pretty. I really love this contour shade that Pink Leaf had in her palette, so it meshed really well without doing the most. So yeah, but regardless, I do still set the tip and the bridge of my nose always and the sides of my nose. Now I'm going in with my blush that I showed you guys in that palette as well. And this is just such a pretty subtle blush that you can really build up if you wanted to. Or if you wanted to just go through it once like I did, it's still pigmented, so bomb. Look at that difference though. Contour plus blush and just contour alone. It literally feels so naked for me to just contour alone now without blush. And now I'm going to take a more stippling brush. This is a fluffier brush, but I'm just going to go ahead and blend all of that translucent powder off my face while just going slightly on top of my contour area just to give it that really good nice blend so it's not any harsh lines or super dark pigment in any location. And then I'm going to just brush off my nose and avoid brushing under my eyes because I actually use a beauty blender to tap off excess powder. But you do want to make sure that beauty blender is clean of powder because all you're going to do is just keep adding it. But once that's done, I spray my face off camera for some reason. I never record it, but with my Morphe setting spray and call it a day. So now I'm going in with that highlight, and I believe this is the shade Stoner Queen. And I'm going to just highlight my eyebrow bones or the top of my brow bone, and I'm going to just do my tip of my nose, being pretty subtle with it, not too crazy. And then I'm just going to keep adding if I want it to be more pigmented. This is meant to be like a buildable foundation. This is meant to be a buildable highlight and not something super, super blinding, but I was pretty shocked and happy with the payoff. So I can't complain about that. Plus, there's a lot of highlights when you turn your face and it's just like a super big, blotchy, like silver patch. So this definitely isn't like that. It's very much so natural and it blends in pretty smoothly, making it like a smooth skin-like finish. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX Jumbo Eyeliner Pencil in the shade Milk and do my waterline. This is a quick before and after. It just opens your eye a little bit. So this is how I get my super extra bottom lashes. And now I'm not doing clusters today, but it is going to look like that for a second, because what I like to do is I like to just do little sections of build up, giving the lash like a little bit of space in between each part. And then I will go in with a liner, maybe a thin one, and just add hair strokes if I want to sometimes. But otherwise, I only do this, and then I'll do a full coat on top of my lashes, on the full bottom lashes, not just in sections. And this has given me probably the best results. And now I'm going to go in with my LA Girl Concealer and an old eyeliner stencil, probably from L'Oreal or Maybelline. We don't even know anymore because it's been that long. But I'm going to just go ahead and add this beauty mark. You can especially see through my foundation, but also some more cute little beauty marks I got on my nose, or beauty marks or freckles, whatever you guys want to call them. Call me conceited, but I call these beauty marks. Now I'm going to go in with these lashes from Omega Lashes and the style Charming. This is their card and their info, but these lashes are so fluffy and bomb, like understatement. And if you guys ever want to use my code, it is code MauilenaMUA for 15% off. Now taking my green duo glue, I line my lash line as close as possible, and I do make sure that it gets tacky before I even think about putting lashes. So you want to let it dry for a little bit, and then once it's tacky, your eyelash really pretty much just pops on there, and you don't have to hassle with it unless you pinch your lashes together like myself. And then boom, the lashes really bring the whole look together, I swear. But for my lip combo today, I'm going to be using the shade Nude Truffle from NYX and the shade Cairo from NYX as well. Also this concealer from Maybelline that I use in pretty much any lip combo if I wanted to brighten up the center or at all brighten up the color. This concealer I specifically reserve for my lips, so it doesn't go under my eyes or anything. So when I do tap it on top, it doesn't really matter if lipstick gets on it or anything like that, because that's specifically what I use it for. And then I did add a little bit of gloss, and that's just clear gloss from Pink Leaf Cosmetics. Don't worry, guys. I would drop the name if I had one. Just clear gloss on top of that lip combo I already had going. But yeah, if you guys like this look, which I hope you really do, let me know down below and leave a like / subscribe. I really do appreciate every single one of you, and my subscribers keep going up pretty much daily, so I really do appreciate you guys on that. But I cannot wait to do this giveaway that I barely talk about anymore, because I didn't realize how far reach 1,000 subscribers really was. But I hope you guys stick with me till then so I can show you guys this fun giveaway that I have planned. But otherwise, thank you for being here. Bye.